Welcome back. In this video, we'll be looking at and learning how to add and subtract algebraic fractions. Look at some examples together. How would you add two fractions without the common denominator? Of course, the denominators, when the denominators are different, you need a common denominator. You can cross multiply both fractions with the first fraction needs to be multiplied by 4, both top and bottom, and the second fraction needs to be multiplied with the first denominator, 3, both top and bottom. Then we will have a common denominator of 12, and we will add 4 and 3 because those are the numbers left in the numerator. 3 and 3 is multiplied by 9, and therefore we'll have 4 plus 9. Therefore, we will end up with 4 over 4 over 12 and 9 over 12. Adding the numerators will end up with 13 over 12. Looking at the next question, part B, we have a over x plus b. B doesn't look like a fraction, but we can make it a fraction by putting a denominator 1 there. So we're going to pretend that we are adding a over x plus b over 1. This makes our work slightly easier. So we would do the same thing. We need a common denominator. Therefore, we cross multiply a times 1 and b times x. In the numerators, we will add a plus bx, and we can leave one denominator just for the answer. Right, so adding these two fractions with each other, notice that this x squared minus 1 can be factorized. So don't be fooled and just cross multiply fractions. Here we already have a factor of x plus 1 in the denominator, so we don't need to multiply the second fraction by x plus 1 because it does have that factor in the denominator. What's missing is x minus 1 in the first denominator. Therefore, its numerator also needs to be multiplied by x minus 1. So I'll show you that here. After the factorizing, the fractions look like so, and then we only need to change the first fraction and we leave the second fraction on the right as it is. We don't need to change anything there. Why make our lives more difficult? Now we will have a common denominator, and we go ahead and multiply out the bracket. 3 times x minus 1 give us 3x minus 3, and we will add that to 4x. The final answer should be something like so. Okay, so part D here is one of the questions from the exercise. I'm not going to tell you which one, but I will help you go through the answers. The fact that we have three different denominators is telling us that we still need to get a common denominator. So to get a common denominator, I can have that there is no common factors between the denominators and they're not factorizable. So the common denominator will have to be x times by x plus 1 and multiply that by x plus 2. Therefore, the first fraction, this x here, was multiplied by these two factors. Therefore, the numerator will have to also multiply by x plus 1 and x plus 2. I'm going to change my color, the pen color here, and we'll see this denominator of x plus 1 for the second fraction was multiplied by x and x plus 2. Therefore, the numerator on the top, we're going to keep this sign as it is here and have the 2 up there. But we don't need to multiply the 2 by x plus 1. We only need to multiply it by x and x plus 2 because it already had a factor of x plus 1 in its denominator. Now, I'm going to change my color again. For the third fraction, we don't need to multiply it by x plus 2 in the denominator because it has x plus 2 in the denominator. 1 needs to be multiplied by x and x plus 1. So I'm going to pretend there is some room there and write plus x times x plus 1. Writing the 1 itself because that wouldn't change anything. So finally, multiplying out the brackets in the numerator. Let me change back my pen to color red. I'm going to leave the 3 alone and just multiply out the brackets. I'll have x squared plus 3x plus 2. Multiply the second bracket. I will have 2x squared. I'm multiplying this 2 and a plus 4x. Finally, the green factors here will multiply to x squared plus x. Now I'm gonna leave the denominator. You don't always multiply the denominator. Let's leave it alone. So we do need to tidy up the numerator. So we will have a 3x squared plus another 2 and 1x squared. So together we'll have 6x squared. Here we'll have a 9x and we will add 9x to 4x and 1x. 9 plus 5 is 14x. Here we'll get a 6 and there is no other constant to add to 6, so we'll leave the 6 alone. I'm going to leave the denominator as it is. So let's check our answer here. Yes, as you see in the bottom left corner, bottom right corner, the answers match. Okay, happy practicing and I'll see you in the next video.